good day everyone. My name is Roxanne Yugto and together with my partner which is Miss Rosal Piala, we're going to tackle about the Book of Life which is a Mexican film, and with no further ado, let's start the discussion. First, let's have the author of the Book of Life, which is Emmanuel Gondran. He is a Messiah University graduate who studied digital film and theater with experience in video production and animation. The Book of Life is an animated film that celebrates Mexican culture and believes in the best of people in the face of hatred and selfishness. So the film tells the story of La Muerte, which is Kate del Castillo, the ruler of the land of the remembered, and also Sivalva, which is Ron Perlman, the ruler of the land of the forgotten. So the two immortal beings bet the realms on two men in the land of living, which is Manolo Sanchez and Joaquin Mondragon. The two of them are smitten for Maria, which is Zoe Zildana, a girl that they've known since they were children. La Muerte bets on Manolo's winning Maria's heart, while Sivalva bets on Joaquin's winning Maria's heart. So whoever's man wins Maria's heart will rule over both realms of the dead. So the film focuses on Manolo Sanchez, which is one of the two men in love with Maria, who risked life and limb to be with Maria and gave her the best that he has. Through Manolo, the film tells a story of never losing hope in the midst of despair, staying true to yourself and showing love to all, including your enemies. Manolo faces several challenges along the way to winning Maria's heart, such as the poisonous snake, the bullfighting, and the threat of the banishment of the land of the forgotten, which he will truly die. So those challenges makes him brave, and he never doubted to fight and those challenges that he really wanted to be back alive to be with Maria. As a descendant of bullfighters, Manolo would rather be a musician than to be a bullfighter. This causes tension between him and his family, who expect him to be a great bullfighter like his ancestors. So as you really do see the film of this, Manolo's father really wanted him to be a bullfighter rather than a musician, but Manolo's heart is really with music, but also he wanted to be good as his ancestor, so he pursue also the bullfighting, but not that much that he really liked those things that he did. However, in the end, he conquers both of those challenges, staying strong through the darkest times and realizing that he does not have to be someone, he is not to be someone great. George R. Gutierrez is the director of the film and originally pitched Book of Life to Guillermo del Toro as a tribute to Mexican culture. The film contains references to Mexican cultural iconography such as the Day of the Dead, the day on November 1st when Mexican friends and families remembered their loved ones to keep them alive in their hearts, and La Santa Muerte, the goddess of the dead. Manolo Sanchez learned that true strength does not come from the brutal force or muscle, but from the love and mercy to all the people around you. So if you really do watch the film, it is really nice, which I could recommend you all to watch it. It is all about love and sacrifices. So in the film, Manolo Sanchez in the land of the forgotten tend to have the challenge which Sivalva gives him. If ever he he wins the fight against the ball, he will have his life back, which is he could be back with Maria. So in that fight, Manolo Sanchez did not use the sword, which he tend also to get grab her his he has guitar and play some music to make the ball calm. So that would be all for the discussion. Now let's go to the discussion questions, which be reported by Miss Rosal Piala.
Let us now proceed to the discussion question. Number 1. How does the Book of Life relate to Mexican culture? So it is based on the Day of the Dead, the famous Mexican holiday for which families gather to celebrate and remember their loved ones who have passed away. The film portrays the real meaning of the holiday and exposes some important aspects of the rich Mexican culture mixed with aspects of American culture. So The Book of Life is a children's movie that can also be appreciated by adults because it touches one topics that such as life, death, family, feminism, and heroism. Second one is what is the theme of the Book of Life. So the themes are the Day of the Dead, death of a parent, death of loved one, family breakdown, the supernatural. So Manolo, a young man who is torn between fulfilling expectations of his family and following his heart, embarks on the adventure that the three fantastic world where he must face his greatest fear. 3. What is the main idea of the Book of Life? At its core, the Book of Life is a love story based on the Day of the Dead. What makes it very unique is that it goes way beyond romantic love. It speaks to how we can love with joy, those we have lost, and it speaks to the love we feel for all those people who are still alive but sometimes difficult to love. Number 4. What are the evidences of the violence in the film The Book of Life? So here are the following violences. The first one is the children often play fight with wooden swords. The movie has a lot of cartoon violence such as bandits attack the town and soldiers fight them off with swords and bombs. Joaquin becomes a soldier and fights many people with his sword. This violence is often shown as heroic and manly. Manolo and his family are bullfighters. Manolo's father tries to get Manolo to kill the bull with his sword, but Manolo doesn't like it. His father says that if Manolo doesn't kill the bull, he will dishonor his family. Some of the characters slap each other, so the movie ends with a big battle between the townspeople and bandit army. This ends with a big bomb explosion. Manolo faces several challenges along the way to win Maria's heart, such as poisonous snakes, bullfighting, and the threat of banishment to the land of the forgotten, where he will truly die. Number 5. What is the main conflict in the Book of Life? The conflict in the story is based partly on a love triangle between Maria, Joaquin, and Manolo. Number 6. What is the moral of the Book of Life? So it is a story of courage, determination, and growing up. It is about how life can take a totally different path from what is planned, and yet how one can make a success of it. It is the story of the faith, belief, and perseverance to and charting your own destiny. Ultimately, it speaks to how we can love ourselves through acceptance. Like Mr. Del Olchoro aptly said, the message is to live. So now let us proceed to the last question, which is number 7. What is the magical realism of the Book of Life? So let us first define what is magical realism. So magical realism, it is a combination of realistic fiction with magical moments weaved into it. In short, magical realism describes a work of fiction where fantasy slips into an everyday life. However, the focus is not on the fantastical elements of the story, so much as on what those elements mean for the characters. Fantasy often acts as an extended metaphor, externalizing some sort of internal conflict or moral quandary in the protagonist's life. So in this film, The Book of Life, the character Manolo dies and is pursuing to beat the challenges that Xibalba, the ruler of the forgotten, gives enable for him to be alive back. However, while the author magically weaves this fighting for love, and the rest of the story is set in the real world and around real events that happen to Mexican culture.
Thank you for listening. That would be all for our discussion.